Hey everyone, it's Skills with your post-game walk and talk here in Morgantown as Kansas State drops its regular season finale 89-81 against West Virginia on the road. 23-8 is the overall regular season record for Jerome Tang in year number one, 11-7 in the Big 12 as first-year head coach of the Wildcats. And it's been a fun regular season. I don't think anybody expected K-State to be flirting with a 2-seed or a 3-seed in March Madness or a 4-seed, whatever it may be, right? This has been a heck of a year for Kansas State, and I think all the expectations that any of us had for Jerome Tang were shattered here in year number one. But here in Morgantown, kind of a forgetful day for Kansas State, if we're being honest. It got off to a very hot start, went up 8-0, forcing Bob Huggins to call a timeout. Ever since then, West Virginia just kind of clawed its way right back into this one, and final score is a little inflated in this game. Kansas State, I think it was competitive in the first half, but in the second half it got ugly for Kansas State. And sometimes that happens playing on the road in the Big 12. You get flustered. Stuff like that does happen. And while the road record isn't pretty for Kansas State, it's still one of the better road records in the Big 12. So that just kind of goes to show you how tough it is to win in this league on the road away from home. K-State was able to get 3 of those in Big 12 play. No Desi Sills for the Wildcats this afternoon, as the Arkansas native was dealing with a family matter, and that certainly impacted this game. I don't want to blame the loss on Sills' absence or anything like that, because this was not K-State's best game of the season, but having Sills out there would have absolutely helped this team. You know, Tang mentioned it post-game that not having Sills' energy, his, he said his defense, ball handling, all that stuff. Not having Sills there, it hurts your team. And his energy, I think we all remember him coming off the bench, just being that sixth man or that sixth starter or whatever you want to say. Desi Sills really did. He really has had a great impact for this team over the last 4 or 5 games. And to not have him here, it hurts. Tang and his staff, I think they kind of struggled to piece together a winning formula. We saw Cam Carter running the point as I think Keontae Johnson was like the number 2. K-State went with 4 forwards, and it was Cam Carter alone as the lone guard, and that didn't really work. David Gasson, he got the start in place of Desi Sills. David Gasson didn't have a great game, right? Cam Carter, I think he played okay, but Tyke Green saw a lot more minutes than he usually sees, and Green's defense, it's a lot like Ish Massoud. It's not there. It's not where it needs to be. His energy, I think, was okay. I'm not trying to pick on Tyke Green at all, but he was in foul trouble and was kind of limited on what he could truly do in this game. But like I said, really, just a forgetful game. 20 turnovers for the Cats. Keontae Johnson and Marquise Noel each with 24 points. But like we've been saying all year at Go Power Cat, good teams need a third consistent scorer. I said Cam Carter played okay. He wasn't good enough, and I'm not blaming this on Cam Carter, but just overall, Kansas State didn't play well enough to win. Naquan Tomlin, battling foul trouble. What's new, right? He can be such an X factor on the court, but when he's not on the court, or if he's not, guarding as heavily or being as aggressive because of that foul trouble, it really does hurt. It hurts the Wildcats, and Noel and Johnson can only do so much. Noel had all 24 points in that second half. He was scoreless in the first half, and kind of a surprising thing, Noel said that in postgame, he said that West Virginia had actually stopped guarding him, but who knows? I'm not a coach. Bob Huggins knows what he's doing, as West Virginia actually picked up its 600th victory here in WVU Coliseum tonight. Special place to play. It wasn't making anything easier for the Cats playing on the road. But like I said earlier, the regular season's done, and postseason play is here. Jerome Tang, he mentioned it post-game that he expects K-State to have a real home court advantage, and it's not something he's used to playing at Baylor, as the Bears didn't travel probably as well as K-State fans travel to Kansas City. We'll have all the coverage coming your way on GoPowerCat.com. Like I mentioned, regular season's done, but the fun's about to begin as the calendar has turned to March.